Hi, I'm Dan Schmitt. I want to make a statement about journalism in America, journalism in Chicago. The worst of the worst is journalism in 2016 America. I'm right here at the Tribune Towers, Michigan Avenue. Nathan Hale's in the background. How many people even know who Nathan Hale is nowadays? Because the education system is so terrible. He was 21 years old. He was a spy for the U.S. He got executed by the British during the Revolutionary War. And his statement is, "My only regret that I only have one life to give for my country." I'm going to talk about the murder rate in Chicago, how terrible it is, and how Tribune Towers, all the editorial staff, all the writers, all the people that are in this tower here that used to mean something. I am sure old man McCormick is rolling over in his grave when he picks up the Tribune nowadays. There is not one person, not one reporter, not one editorial leader, nobody in this building that gives a damn about the people being murdered in Chicago. CBS right here, major network, radio, television, big in Chicago, Channel 2, they don't care either. This is another outlet with all the power they have, with all the reporters they have. What are they doing about the killing in Chicago? What are they doing about the murder rate in Chicago? Another major media outlet in Chicago is the Sun-Times. We're standing in front of the Sun-Times building. Another group of editorial staff, writers, reporters, people that have the capability to cover the story of the murders in Chicago, and yet it's put on the back page. There's nobody in this building, the old apparel building in Chicago, which the Sun-Times moved to. Nobody in this building cares about the murder rate in Chicago. Right behind me, that's City Hall. The county government's right there. City of Chicago government's there. All 50 more on it, aldermen, Mayor Rahm Emanuel, the president of the county board, Sheriff Dart. They don't care. They really just don't care. Where is the outrage? That is the main thing I'm talking about. Where is the outrage of the reporters? When a murder takes place, when a young boy or girl is shot down in the streets of Chicago, who is giving the description of the car? Who is writing down the fragment of the license number? Who's tying together the bullets? Who's doing the ballistics? Is the police and FBI, are they working together? Do they really care that we have 500 people shot, killed in Chicago, 3,000 shot in Chicago? Yes, it's a war zone. It's another outlet with all the power they have, with all the reporters they have. What are they doing about the killing in Chicago? What are they doing about the murder rate in Chicago? The only reason there's less people, not that many, thousands of people are not dying because the medical is so much better. But what does that cost us also? Everybody's shot. What does it cost us as taxpayers? They don't care here. That editorial board, CBS, they don't give a damn. They don't do big exposés. Does anybody check into ballistics? Does anybody care if there's mass murders, if there's people who killed 10 or 12 people, 15 people wandering the streets? Is this all gang related? Is this Hispanic gangs, Latino gangs coming in Chicago, taking control? Nobody knows this, and I don't think anybody cares. I think they have accepted. This CBS, along with the other media outlets, have accepted that there's going to be so many young black boys and girls are going to be murdered in Chicago. They don't care. There's nobody doing any ballistic experimenting. There's no stories about the ballistic of the bullets. There's a shooting on the highway. They shut the highway down. They're collecting shells. Did anybody ever report back who's shooting these weapons? How many mass murders we got in Chicago? But at the Tribune, it used to be a proud newspaper. Nobody really cares about what's going on in Chicago, how the murder rate is out of control, how it's more dangerous to be in Chicago than it was when we were in Iraq. If you're a 15 to 35-year-old black man in Chicago, you are under more danger than if you were in Iraq or Afghanistan at this point. You know, Spike Lee came to Chicago to do a movie, and the aldermen were all mad because the name of his movie was Chirac, because Chicago is more dangerous than Iraq. If you're black and you're between the age of 15 and 35, it's more dangerous to be in Chicago than to be in Afghanistan. That's how dangerous it is. Your chance of being shot are out of proportion. And the one thing, even though I think Spike Lee may be a liberal goofball, the one thing he did bring up in his movie is that women control the civilization. In the movie, it was the women in the movie not giving sex to their boyfriends until their boyfriends behaved. That was the whole concept of the movie. Civilization, Western civilization, is under attack right here in Chicago. And who's in charge? Well, you got Rahm Emanuel. Before him, you had Daley. Before him, Washington, Jane Byrne, Richard J. Daley, that drove all the businesses out of Chicago, drove all the jobs, made people poor. So don't tell me that it's not interrelated. But the main thing, Sun-Times, Tribune, ABC, NBC, CBS, public radio, public broadcast, nobody cares about the murder rate in Chicago. You expect Rahm Emanuel to do anything? You expect Sheriff Dart? How about the police superintendent? The police superintendents keep talking about, well, these judges allow these criminals to go when they're arrested with guns. Do you know every single judge in the city of Chicago is a Democrat? Every single one of them. You want to change things? You're going to have to vote these judges out. You're going to have to change the judges. You're going to have to get rid of all these liberal, feel-good judges in Cook County. If you depend on Rahm, if you depend on the governor is just as responsible for the murders in Chicago as Rahm Emanuel. Just as responsible as the county board president. Just as responsible as the superintendent of police. Whether it's Gary McCarthy or it's Johnson, whoever. Who is doing the ballistics? Who is comparing the guns? Who is comparing the bullets? Who is reporting this? Sun-Times, Tribune, you got a whole newspaper. You should be outraged. You should make this front page until the problem is solved. The President of the United States, another person that does not even care. President Obama, since he's been president, over 1,000 young black girls and boys have been murdered within 1 mile of his gorgeous house over there in Hyde Park. He doesn't care either. Where is the FBI? Where is the FBI? If they're buying these guns in Kentucky, buying the guns in Indiana, they're buying the guns and bringing the guns across state lines to commit criminal, where's the FBI? I know the FBI has been neutered in the last 8 years. I mean, look what's going on right now with the chief of the FBI. He's afraid to even say anything against Hillary Clinton. What's his problem? Is it maybe he wants to protect his pension? Is he more concerned with his pension than he is with law and order? Where is the FBI? People moving guns across state lines, and it's up to the residents of Chicago to finally stand up and defend your own neighborhood. You are in charge. You own your neighborhood. You own your streets. You own the city of Chicago. You own the state of Illinois. You own the county of Cook. You own the United States of America. It is we, the people. The police work for you. The mayor works for you. The alderman works for you. You are in charge. I know they don't teach this in school anymore. Nobody talks about the Constitution. But if you remember reading, we the people, what does that mean, we the people? That means that it is us, the citizens of the United States of America, the citizens in the city of Chicago, the citizens in the county of Cook, the citizens in the state of Illinois. We own this. The police work for you. You elect an alderman, you elect a state rep, they work for you. You're electing them, you are hiring them. You are obligated to pay them. Rahm Emanuel, he works for you. The police superintendent, they work for you. They are failing. You have to get out there and patrol your own streets. You may need a shotgun. You may need a cell phone and a shotgun and start patrolling your own streets. Working with the police, writing down license numbers, reporting strange looking vehicles. It's up to you. I know it works. It's worked on the northwest side of Chicago. There was a drug dealer in an apartment building. The people in the neighborhood got together and set up their chairs right across the entrance of his apartment, wrote down everybody's license number, wrote down the description of every car that stopped. Eventually he had to move. You, the people, it's we, the people, that own the country. You have to get out there and start patrolling your own neighborhoods. You live in one of these bad neighborhoods, the only solution is you're going to have to take it under your control. You may have to buy a shotgun in one hand, cell phone in the other hand, working with the police. Start calling in these license plates. Start giving the description of the different cars. Who are the murderers? Public radio. They made a remark, we gotta get these guns off the street. So, no, we have to get the murderers off the street. We have to get the mass murders. How many murders do we have in Chicago that have killed more than 10 people? Who's doing the ballistics? Who's comparing the guns? Is any of this stuff ever brought out? Believe me, if you really want to solve the problem with crime in Chicago, you want to end the killing in Chicago, it's up to you. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to buy a gun. You're going to have to patrol your streets. Sun-Times, Tribune, you got a whole newspaper. You should be outraged. You should make this front page until the problem is solved. Only a combined effort. The people patrolling the streets. The police working with the people. That's how you're going to solve the problem. And remember, I'm Dan Schmitt. And if anybody from the Sun-Times, anybody from the Tribune, anybody from ABC, NBC, CBS, you want to debate me? You think I'm wrong? Is there something I'm saying that's wrong? You want to debate me? You want to embarrass me in public? You want to meet me head on? You want to have a debate? I'll debate anybody on this subject. It is the people that own America. We own it. We are responsible. If the police aren't doing their job, you got to get out there and do the job. And no amount of taxes will ever solve this problem. It's up to the people to get out there and solve the problem.